Hello Clash fans, Trample Damage coming at you today with my HydraGrowth army, which I should probably finish showing my clan castle troops so you can see what we're doing in my clan castle, my HydraGrowth army. I am loving this army, and it is actually popping off some triples very quickly, which is kind of an important thing in today's day and age in the speed wars that are some of these tournament clan war events and stuff. But what I'd like to do is show you, I had some, here's one, that's a box one. I did post, C-Man and I were talking about how fast some of these attacks are going, and I said, ooh, I got one the other day that was 87 seconds. And he was like, oh, cool. And then he had me friendly challenge one of his bases, and I popped it in 86 seconds. And he designs really cool bases. I want to start by showing you the original equipment, because obviously we all know equipment changes the landscape dramatically. This is my equipment setup. I am using the Vamp Stash and the Barbarian Puppet. I think you would be fine using some of your goofy Gauntlet and Rage Gem combo. I am using the Healing Tome along with the Eternal Aura. I'm actually tinkering and wondering if maybe some other combinations might be better, but this is working for me. I'm also using the Haste Gem and the Royal Gem with the Royal Champion. The Haste Vial, sorry. Haste Vial and the Royal Gem. But I really want to draw attention to the Giant Arrow. The Giant Arrow is super helpful in this army composition, but I do want to tell you, you can use this army without needing a Giant Arrow to be totally maxed. I'm going to cut back over here and show you, I did get a pair of triples in this war here, which was a perfect war tie. I got a pair of triples in this one, but unfortunately one of the bases was like really trashy and weak and not very strong, but I did get a triple here. I'm not going to use this one as an example. I am going to use two of the attacks from this other war, although I could have done that one. It's a box base. I'm going to show you some box bases, some ring or center bases, and also some of the diamond shaped bases. So I want to show you how this army can work really, really well against a lot of different types of layouts. But I am going to start with a couple that do not use, we're going to start with our attack against their number 14. My queen equipment, so king equipment is what it normally is. The Grand Warden has his two tomes, and the Royal Champion is rocking the vial and the gem. But the queen in this one has the, oh, she does have the Giant Arrow. Maybe the first one is the one that had the healer puppet. Let me go back to the other one and see if the first one had the healer, healer puppet. Yeah, okay, there we go. Healer Puppet with Invisibility Vial. So this is perfectly viable as an attack using the Invisibility Vial. The Giant Arrow is pretty cool, which I will show you in a future attack. So the general gist for these bases is to come sort of from the side, right? Coming down from here, or we could be coming from this side up here. And what I'm doing is I am sandwiching my dragons between an Overgrowth spell and my heroes. So what I want to do is overgrowth a portion of the base, keeping the dragons from wanting to head that direction, and I'm using my heroes on a different portion of the base and sending the dragons in between them. So in this example here, I am zapping an Air Sweeper. Air Sweeper, bye Air Sweeper. I bring two lightning spells. I've been doing this in Legend League. It's very, very helpful because obviously Air Sweepers are punishing two dragons. And I'm just starting my Barbarian King and my Archer Queen down in the bottom corner. I tend to run Frosty on the Barbarian King and the Unicorn. Up here, I went ahead and put a baby dragon, and this is almost exactly how I like to place the Overgrowth spell. I don't even necessarily need really high value targets. That's one of the things I think some of my clanmates were expecting, is that I'm going for always high value targets. Sometimes I'll wind up just going after some storages because I want the pathing and the funneling more than anything else. So I dump a baby dragon here, put the Overgrowth spell, and what we will see unfold is the baby dragon will prevent my dragons from wanting to come too far down this direction. Sometimes if I hit something like a hidden Tesla, I will wind up deploying a couple of balloons to help take those defenses down. But what I really want is my dragons, look at this little path. They're going to come right inside the base. We're going to go here. We're going to bring in the Grand Warden in flight mode with, of course, the Electro Owl, because sometimes my heroes will stay on the outside, and I don't trigger the clan castle until after it's destroyed. I like to rage early on with my troops in there, and then I trigger the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome, and then I rage again. And I'm usually raging somewhere near the town hall, where my clan castle troops can help hit, their overdrive, but also so that maybe some balloons or dragons can get some shots in on some of the other buildings. Most of the time, my clan castle troops are what are taking out the town hall, and my Archer Queen and Barbarian King will sort of just pass all of this stuff on the bottom by and then continue up this direction. Most base layouts tend to have some kind of air defense on one of these sides here, so they usually will take that out before any of my flying troops get to them. You can see I used another rage spell right here in the core, giving those dragons and dragon riders an opportunity to take out those defenses. Now, I know what you're thinking, but trample damage, what about all the stuff you overgrowth? My royal champion, with the Spirit Fox, is going to handle all of that stuff. I do run 3 or 4 freeze spells. I do have a poison spell just in case the enemy clan castle gets triggered, which in this case, it looks like we destroyed the clan castle before anybody triggered the clan castle. So my royal champion is now coming in here on the bottom, and she is going to wind up taking out whatever defenses are left over down here, and then keep working her way up. And you can see we've got king and queen doing their thing up top. We got a couple of random dragons still running around up here. We've got some dragons doing their thing down here. If I don't need the poison spell for the enemy clan castle troops, which are usually 3 ice golems, I can save the poison spell to drop it on the enemy barbarian king to slow him down while my royal champion tries to fight him off. And I've got my king and queen doing their thing on the upside, and presto, everybody meets in the middle. Bang, and what you will notice, look at this attack. King, I just used his ability. Clearly, I did not need to trigger the Barbarian King's ability in order to finish this base off with such few defenses in there. Obviously, this entire thing was going down, but I was going for a faster attack, so I triggered it, and I got some Barbarians running their way down here. Clearly, this was going to wind up going down without needing those abilities. I swagged both of those abilities, so you can see the heroes are not necessarily as important a part of this army as you might otherwise think. As we jump over to look at the second of these attacks, I will tell you, use code TRAMPLE and subscribe to me on YouTube here. I like to do these tutorials where I am in a very detailed way, walking people through what I'm thinking and why I'm thinking it and how I'm attacking these bases. So please, of course, give me some love and subscribe here and use code TRAMPLE and check out my podcast, Inside Clash with Trample Damage. I don't remember which direction I approach this base, but I look like I'm about... Oh, it's probably heroes in the upper corner. I do have... I think I didn't use the giant arrow in this one. That's why I was thinking that neither of these attacks needed to show the giant arrow. So, king and queen coming down, and yeah, I think we swag the queen ability on this one. Baby dragon, overgrowth, and you can see exactly what we have here. As soon as that building is down, I've got this beautiful funnel. My dragons are going to come right through here into the core, and because of the pathing of these buildings, they're going to continue going after this stuff while the battle blimp is running amok on the town hall. Now, it's not bad to wait on the battle blimp a little bit. You'll see here, I wait a little bit. So again, a couple pieces. King and queen, they're doing their thing. Heroes up there doing their thing. I got the main brunt of my army coming in through here, and we will save the royal champion. We go ahead and trigger a rage spell, we trigger the Warden's Eternal Tome, and everybody is happy. And then we use another rage spell. Cue the second rage spell right by the town hall. And again, you can see it just hits the corner of that town hall so that the Yetis inside there will be able to do their thing. And it's also covering this part of the base so that some of the balloons and dragons can get some extra raging love. Once we wind up making it through here, I usually deploy my final rage. That's my rage right on top of their rage, and my troops are still raging through. Those become unovergrowthed, and my royal champion can take out that air defense along with some other troops, and we're off to the races. King and queen still doing their thing up here. No problem. Use the king's ability. Some of these defenses are going down. I'm going to fast forward this a little bit because it's the same general gist. Often we'll wind up finding my royal champion fighting the enemy barbarian king, and that's okay. The haste gem is super helpful for that, but he frequently wins that fight anyway because that dude's an absolute menace. But we do wind up taking out all the rest of these defenses, and I forgot that my queen had the giant arrow on this one. Otherwise, I would have started the attack with a giant arrow, but I show you these two attacks first so that you can see that you do not need the giant arrow. It is not necessary for us to complete in these attacks. And you can see we totally swagged her ability on both of those attacks against decent Town Hall 16s. So those are both box bases. I'm going to show you this one here that has a weird center. You guys have probably seen this. This is a Legend League attack here. I am so excited about the giant arrow. Some of these base layouts, I get them and I think, oh my gosh, that giant arrow is going to be a beast. So this is how I chose to start the attack. I'm always looking for centrally located town halls. I'm looking for a good diagonal to be able to send the giant arrow through. And you want to practice this because honestly, trying to send the giant arrow straight across the diagonal won't work for this because the Archer Queen is probably going to have a slightly different angle on this gold mine and it won't go straight through all of these buildings. But you can see the side to side diagonal is quite perfect. Over here, I didn't want to have my heroes immediately go fight all the enemy heroes along with a couple of ricochet cannons, so I thought, that's fine, we'll go ahead and bring them in on this side. But, oh my gosh, this is 6 degrees Clan Warley. This is 6D. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. I'm friends with the 6 degrees family. So we're going to go ahead and start this off, and because the clan castle's there, I went, I don't know, I guess I could use my poison spell. Fast forward, trample damage. We're going to go ahead and plan. There we go. Look, this is a 90 sec. This is under a minute and a half. So I just dropped my queen. There's a minute and 24 seconds. This whole base is going to go down. So we'll go ahead and play. We dropped the... Oh, there goes the giant arrow. So the giant arrow dealt a bunch of damage to stuff all through the core there, destroyed a couple of buildings, and triggered both the invisibility towers in addition to hitting some of these other buildings over here. So lots of damage churned out from the giant arrow, and I do have a poison spell to help the heroes. We will come back and check on them in a moment, because what we're looking at is the overgrowth spell. And you can see what I got was a couple of external buildings that are not dealing any damage to my troops, except that air defense obviously could hurt my dragons. We got like wizard tower, bomb tower, mortar, and a cannon. Like, these 3 buildings cannot hurt my air troops. Wizard towers, they're not actually that dangerous. So I don't want my troops going that direction. And to make extra sure nobody goes that direction, I'm assuming I put a baby dragon there. I did, I put a baby dragon there. Then I let my troops go ahead and get cracking on this portion here. Knowing that the defenses were going to wind up pathing toward the core of the base, I went ahead and zapped the air sweeper that my queen did not get and said, let's go. My king destroyed some of those buildings. Everybody wants to head that way. We use the Grand Warden's Eternal Tome. I got the blimp on its way. I'm raging on my way in. And in this case, I normally would be raging near the town hall. And now the overgrowth spell wore off, so we will zoom out a little bit so we can see the 3 stages of the attack going at the same time. I've got the center. There goes my royal champion. Hello, royal champion. She's coming in here to take out these buildings. I've got my dragons and my balloons running amok in the core, and I have my heroes working their way around on the outside. And I'm just going to go ahead and speed through this one at 2 times speed. Royal champion doing her thing at the top. My Hydra is clearing a path through the core, and all those really scary big defenses just get absolutely gutted. And then I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup. There's my royal champion doing her I can throw my spear faster than you can have your hit points help you, Barbarian King, and the base goes down. This is a very, very powerful attack that I absolutely have to recommend that you give it a shot. I love this army. What other things did I wind up sharing here? Let me see. I know I popped a couple other ones up in here. I had... Oh, against diamond bases. Perfect. This is the other one I wanted to show. So a lot of these town halls, you got, corner town hall over here, and it can absolutely work against these as well. And again, because these diamond bases are good with the giant arrow, they're good with the giant arrow because we can pop a lot of stuff along the diagonal. I have shared some replays of my clanmate Duck using a similar attack with a bunch of lightning spells. I happen to like the funneling that the overgrowth spell provides a little bit more, and I love having the rage to help the dragons through the base. You can see here I am clearly thinking about what I want to do with my heroes. I went ahead and deployed a baby dragon here to start my damage-ishy stuff on this side. Then I'm going to put my king and queen up on the top. Oh, I thought I went diagonally side to side on this one. I wonder what I was going for. Maybe I was going for the air sweeper? Maybe I was going for the air sweeper. Okay, so, or I just thought the pathing was going to work out. I actually thought I came with my heroes up on this side here, because in hindsight, I'm thinking that's what I would have done, but that's okay. Queen pops, she's got her healers. King is coming in, and there go all of my dragons, my balloons, and my dragon riders, and cue the overgrowth spell. And because the overgrowth spell snatches all of this stuff, I know all of those troops are just going to continue pushing directly into the core of this base. My battle blimp comes in, a rage spell comes down, the rage tower, of course, triggers. I am triggering my Grand Warden's Eternal Tome. I think this is another attack where I don't wind up triggering the clan castle before the clan castle winds up getting destroyed, which my troops rage right through there, and I'm raging into the town hall. Nope, we got a nice golem out of there. And everybody's doing their thing. But eventually, I know what you're thinking, but trample damage, the eagle artillery is going to activate. You have to fight that thing, and there's an enemy barbarian king. No problem. We have a poison spell and a freeze spell, and we can use both of those if we need to help stop the enemy king. Poison spell, we still would have dropped the poison spell. Oh, the ice golems are in there doing their thing. So the Barbarian King does wind up getting taken down here. The Royal Champion gets an assist in the form of some dragons coming over to breathe fire on that poor little man. That poor, giant, beautiful, strapping lad. and everything is going down pretty quickly. We got a lot of dragons still up and running over here. We got a couple of dragon riders still roaming around. We got the Royal Champion doing her thing. She goes ahead and triggers her ability to go in after that scatter shot. Go, Royal Champion, use your haste gem and destroy all the stuff. There she goes. And presto, we have... I love this army composition. I am going to admit, today is the first day of Clan War League, and I'm proud to showcase my attack in Clan War League, because I know what you guys are thinking. Rubber meets the road, trample damage. Tell me how you did in Clan War, and I tell you, my Clan War League attack, I got a 2-star! So look, it's not a guarantee, right? Obviously things can go wrong. Unfortunately, I think what went wrong in this attack was what I will file under the auspices of user error. I went ahead and deployed my queen. I got off what felt like a decent giant arrow, dropped my barbarian king. I'm going to go ahead and put my lightning spells to take out that other air sweeper. I overgrowth this stuff here, send in my baby dragon. Everything's looking good. Everybody's headed toward the town hall. Oh no, I went to go select my blimp. I raged right through here, which is kind of par for the course, and instead of deploying my blimp, I dropped a rage spell. And that rage spell did not do me any favors. And then I went, oh man, it's the blimp, and I just can't believe what I did there. And the timing kind of got jacked up a little bit, so not all of my troops ended up getting covered by my Eternal Tome, and the monolith is chilling out there, and the invisibility spell tower winds up popping off, and then everybody disappears and runs away from the monolith. And then I was like, quick, send in the Royal Champion. I don't know what to do with my... I tried to put my rage spell where I thought it could help out, but normally the rage spell that I put by the town hall would have taken out that monolith, which actually puts an absolute beating on a bunch of my troops. Winds up wiping out my warden, my Royal Champion, a dragon rider, some of the dragons. Like, it's just, I was very unhappy with how this turned out, because that monolith would have made an absolute difference if I hadn't wasted my rage spell. So we all make mistakes, it happens, but I strongly encourage you to try this army composition. It is a ton of fun, it's relatively simple to execute, and it works against centrally located town halls, it works against box bases, and it works against diamond bases. I really encourage you to check it out. Clash of Dragons, we love it. Get an overgrowth spell donated to you if you don't make overgrowth spells that are high enough level. What level am I on overgrowth? Well, this is maxed, I can make the higher ones, but... get the overgrowth spell donated. I am debating what to do with my clan castle, because I'm currently running a sneaky goblin, 2 balloons, and a pair of yetis. They're really helpful if the balloon winds up going down not exactly where I want, or if the town hall maybe doesn't get hit by the blimp. The sneaky goblin is helpful. The yetis are helpful against the town hall, because they'll just start, attacking stuff, and sometimes, I don't know. This is what I'm using. I need to tinker with a version where I'm doing maybe like 5 balloons and a dragon rider, because there are a few times my clan castle has triggered the enemy clan castle ice golems, so I'll tinker with it, and I'll get back to you guys. In the meantime, make sure you're subscribed. Listen to my podcast, Inside Clash with Trample Damage. You get to just listen to my melodic and haunting voice speak to you for 45 to 50 minutes about the wonderful, beautiful world of Clash of Clans. And I'll tell you things like I use butt wipes and other potentially useless information to you. Hope you guys enjoy the video, and we will check you out on the next one.